Welcome, everyone. You're listening to the ImPerfect Podcast. I'm Kathy.
And I'm Kennedy. Join us on this week's episode as we discuss intriguing topics and people of interest that will inspire us to explore all of the unique pieces of ourselves.
We are all imperfectly perfect.
We're glad you're here. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the ImPerfect Podcast. On today's episode, we will be interviewing Jacqueline, creator and owner of Quality Creations.
We're just actually getting to know Jacqueline ourselves. We just recently met her at the local Salisbury Farmers and Artisan Market.
Yeah, so Jacqueline grew up and lived most of her life in the Vancouver Island, BC area, but decided to make a big move to New Brunswick shortly after losing someone very special to her and her family. And shortly after their move, her partner unexpectedly became ill and passed away.
Jacqueline highlights that having such a welcoming community, such as Salisbury, and such amazing friends around her has really helped her a lot in getting through the rough days and in trying to remain positive through those rough times.
And so we'll be talking a bit more with Jacqueline in this episode about her business Quality Creations, but they specialize in made-to-order unique custom-designed items for all occasions. Their products include things like shirts and hoodies featuring unique designs, puzzles, reusable egg cartons, and car accessories like front license plates. Jacqueline puts a lot of care and attention to detail in her products to ensure that each item is of the highest quality.
So let's get started. Hi, Jacqueline. How are you?
Hi, good, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys.
We
Yeah.
really appreciate you agreeing to do a little interview with us. We just kind of met you quickly at the farmers market, and you had your little corner with all of your stuff there. So I see you have is your workshop or everything's behind you? I see is that where you do your t-shirts and things like that?
Yep, this is my shop. And do you want to get into the giveaway?
Oh, you have a giveaway. I didn't realize.
Surprise!
Okay, so I made this. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but it's your logo.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't even see. No.
Can I enter? What does it say on the back?
Ask me about the podcast.
Aw,
How
this
awesome
is a
is
prize for
that?
me. I didn't even know you were doing this.
Oh, so this is the giveaway, and I made a little magnet.
Oh,
Oh, that's so cool.
look at you.
And a little
Stop it. That's so cool. Okay, I want to be entered.
Yeah, it's just Kennedy and I in the draw. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, yeah,
That's
that's
really
great.
cool.
So we'll get that giveaway started and things, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your story? Who's Jacqueline? How did Quality Creations come to be? Things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of told in the beginning little blurb there about me, and yeah, I've kind of, I don't know, I've been crafting my whole life, really. So thanks, Mom, for that. And it just kind of breached into something else, and I just slowly got more and more things and more into more designing and stuff now, like unique. And if I could turn back time, I would have liked to have started more unique stuff, but
What do you mean by that? Like different things?
yeah, versus like what everybody else is doing. Like, I don't know if you've seen this kind of stuff before, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
just,
that being said as well, like when we turned the corner in the market, I remember Mom and I both went, "Oh, you're the girl that does the Salisbury shirts." Because I've seen them around, but I just didn't realize that it was you.
yeah, the Salisbury Girl one, straight out of Salisbury, was pretty popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat. I wanted to ask, were you doing similar type work before you moved here?
Yes.
Okay.
What were you doing?
The same kind of thing. The Vancouver Island
Okay.
stuff.
Very,
Where
very cool. So it must have been a bit of so you're self-taught with everything, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, that must be difficult to learn with new materials and things like that, because I was even thinking with the license plate and stuff like that, just how things must be, I don't know the proper terminology, created differently on different bases, because a t-shirt versus a plate of I'm not sure what, but
Yeah, all different machines depending on, and they all have their pros and cons. Like the machine here that you were saying, like license plate.
Right. Really cool.
There's like they just all have pros and cons. Like there's no white in this machine. So if you're and yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
So do you have a background? Like you said, you've always been crafty, but did you like go to school for graphic art, or what was your past life, I guess, that led you here?
Well, I guess healthcare, because I've always been in healthcare.
Okay.
And
That's
I noticed you did like a nurse's shirt as well. Is that kind of the small influence there?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, yeah. Nurses everywhere.
Yeah.
And did it start sort of like a hobby that you did just to pass time, something you enjoyed, and then it turned into something bigger like this?
Yeah, okay, so I guess I'll do the story then. So
Okay.
like I've always kind of done crafty things. Mom was always into cross stitch, and then later on she went into, I forget what it was, that had bigger holes, and it was a different something similar to the cross stitch, plastic canvas.
Okay.
Do all this other really big 3D stuff, and so I was always kind of crafty. And then my friends and I, they were having this party in town at a scrapbooking store. And it was like, you wear your jammies and you can win prizes. And it went till like midnight or 2 a.m. or something. It was so cool. So we did that. And then they had this Cricut. You guys know what the Cricut is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so it had this Cricut logo on it. And actually I got a little Cricut cutie right here.
Oh, cute.
So it was that logo with the face, and obviously the machine was really cool, and but they were really expensive, these machines. So my boyfriend and I were at a thrift store the next day or a couple days later, and I'd seen the machine. It was at Value Village, and it was labeled as a stereo because I guess they didn't know what the machine was.
Right.
And it was missing a cord, and he's like, no problem. Like, we can get a cord for that and hook you up. And that's where it started, actually.
Funny.
Really, and that's where it started. Like, this machine had just come out. Like, because now the machines, you just press a button and it knows its depth and all that stuff. Back then, you had to take the thing and turn it to have it exact, and like trial and error. But I think it really helped me later on, knowing the machine a little bit better and starting from the beginning.
Right. So you had one of the newer or the older models, and you had to kind of measure everything. And so now that's more automated, you mean?
Yeah, now it's automated.
So for people who don't know, a Cricut machine is something that cuts the plastic for the graphic. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
In layman's terms, yes.
Have anything Cricut? Oh, this is made with Cricut.
Okay. So it's the
it's out as a solid piece, and then you cut out all the stuff.
That would be so meticulous. I've seen the tools that some people use. I don't know if it's standard, but they peel them off, and to lay them on straight, that would just be my worst nightmare because I'm so OCD.
Yeah, it's called weeding to get the negative out of it.
Wow. Yeah, no, I can't even imagine. No, that's really cool. So do you have a certain item that sold more than others, or?
No, they all sell pretty well. And thankfully a lot of it's word of mouth, and
Right.
having friends in your corner.
Right.
Absolutely. And it's all word of mouth. It seems like a lot of things, even with our podcast, it seems that, like, I remember when we walked into the farmer's market that morning, it was like 3 or 4 people looked at us and said, shouldn't you be recording a podcast right now? And Mom and I were kind of taken aback because we were like, oh, we didn't know that people actually knew that we did a podcast. So it's really about word of mouth. And that was a true proven situation of that. And just talking with you and making connections with people, it really can build a business and things like that. So
yeah, and asking them to like and share and comment, it really goes such a long way.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of your business, is it corporate, like people getting like business shirts with logos and that sort of thing? Or is it a personal request for a specialty item, or is it a kind of a mix across the board?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything for sure. And it's different on a daily basis.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Well, now
Yeah.
I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, well, that t-shirt behind you looks pretty snazzy. I should maybe anyway, we'll talk.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, Quality Creations, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been about 15 years you've been in business?
Yeah, I mean, give or take. I didn't really take it to a big full turn or full time until about 2 years ago.
Oh, so it is full time. It's what you do full time. Wow. So that's
Okay.
fun with you being an artsy person.
And then healthcare is my part-time.
Okay, okay. So
So
it's
the
two things.
okay,
Wow,
right.
busy.
Mm.
So we have a couple questions for you, just things that we tend to ask most people. How do you live life differently?
Well, business being my full time, really, that's I would say completely different than the normal people. I get up and I do my posting on Facebook. I'll probably text my mom, call my mom, and get on with designs, and then and eating. It's
Yeah,
not my favorite thing to do, and I've
What?
been doing more um air fryer meals and stuff. So
yeah.
I'm set up for
So
success.
you've got
Yeah.
a method to every day, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. So you work, is the nursing position more of like an evening shift sort of thing, or is it kind of sporadic or
It's no, it's set night shifts.
wow, you're busy then.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
the market every Saturday.
right. And do you do Sunday as well? Because I think they do Saturday and Sunday.
Occasionally, because I work nights.
Oh, okay, right, right. Yeah, because when we had gone in that first time, I didn't realize that there's some different vendors that come on the flip day. So I'll have to go in on a Sunday sometime because I've only been in on the Saturdays.
Yeah, definitely. The hours are different on the Sunday too. 11 to 4.
Hmm. So, do you have any regrets or failures with maybe this is your personal life or with your business or
No, I don't think so.
it's so funny you say that because mom and I have we before we started the podcast, we thought for sure that everybody would have like regrets or failures in their life. And it seems like we're on a trend here. Everyone we've been interviewing lately seems to say that they have no regrets or failures. So now mom and I are kind of surprised to be sitting here and thinking like, oh, maybe we're the only ones with so many regrets and failures. But I guess people just live life differently.
Yeah, I mean, I regret not doing designing earlier, but I
Like,
mean, that goes back into the business.
mm, so like the business itself you wish you had started sooner, or like you were saying earlier, doing something different.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I'm always second guessing. I'm overanalyzer, and that kind of thing. And right. And so
Yeah.
if I didn't do a lot of that back then, and I had somebody more in my back corner that was like, yeah, you got this, maybe things would be different. But at the same time, I wouldn't be who I am today, I suppose.
That's very fair.
And what keeps you going? It sounds like you have a very full day, week, month, year. What is it that keeps you inspired to continue everything?
Oh, you're gonna get a kick out of that. Reviews actually is the thing that really keeps me going. I
Really?
love
That's
getting
interesting.
customers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. It totally makes my day. And on that note, like something so simple makes someone's day, like complimenting somebody's shirt that really looks good.
Right.
It makes their day.
So
Mhm.
is it compliments or comments that you're getting in person or mostly online or
All of the above, like handing over the order. Sometimes people even cry, like, it's emotional and it's their baby photos or the kids' photos and stuff, right? On things. And yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't think to that extent. You just think of the fun, quirky shirts or license plates and things like that that you can get. But I guess there's a whole world of things you could put on all these different things that could be having extra sentimental value.
Yeah. And memorial things as well.
for
Right.
sure?
Hang it.
Essentially, you're curating memories, whether it is the crazy T-shirt of the time that we had the river run, or, whatever, the specialty license plate for the first car, or, you know, I totally get that. Yeah, that's really, really neat. And it would be, until you said it, it never occurred to me that, it really would be an emotional experience in some cases, like you said, where people had passed on, or, baby memories, that sort of thing. Yeah, really neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really kind of neat. It's funny too because I've kind of dabbled a little bit with trying to create t-shirts and things like that, and I have a couple friends through the years who have had crickets, so I just have an extra appreciation for what you do because it's like I said previously, I my things did not turn out too well, let's just say. They are non-existent, so, I don't have them in my possession anymore for a particular reason, so, no, that's really cool, and true to your name, you said that over 15 years that you've had a lot of trial and error and done different things and found the kind of perfect formula, I guess you could say, with how things are applied and whatnot?
Definitely. And quality too,
Right.
to try it out and make sure I would want it, before it goes out the door as well.
Right. I've had
Yeah.
that experience of purchasing stuff, and I love to support local or artisans, but yeah, it's real important to make sure your stuff is straight and the spacing is correct. And some people just don't have the eye for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
it's really
Sorry.
what's that? What were you gonna say?
I've seen too where people have taken pictures and been like, I can make this.
Right.
It's
That
too
was me in that moment with my friends, and that was not realistic at all.
So what would you like to be, Jacqueline, when you grow up? Like, I mean, as you bloom into other aspects of your business or your work career with nursing, do you see something in the future that you would like to attain? Are you happy where you're at?
I think I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm really just going day by day at this point.
Right.
So do you have any do you just appreciate being able to do this out of your home and going to the market, or do you have hopes of maybe having a shop someday or things like that?
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
that's a good, yeah, something I haven't really thought about.
Yeah, and it's convenient now that that farmers market's there as well, so people who have been working out of their homes and things like that are able to get their stuff out there. But you said you also had this when you were living in BC as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
I
you
do a
were
lot of markets,
what's that?
a lot of outside markets. I
Okay.
travel to do markets.
Mhm.
Or it's kind of nice here in Salisbury. I don't have very far to go and I have the market every week. And I do a lot of meetups that way too. And then I have almost a week to work on the project.
Mm.
Right. Right.
It is a lot different here though. A lot of people don't use email and stuff. So just getting used to, they, no offense, but they kind of say we're 5 years behind, in New
We are.
Brunswick. I love, and I love it here. I love that man, woman, and child race to the door to open it for you. Like,
And
Yeah.
here comes the dog. Yeah.
I wish we knew it was so great. We would have moved here years ago. But all you hear on the radio is who won the lotto, or on the radio, on the news, who won the lotto and how cold it is here.
That's about what there is to it, I suppose. But yeah, it's kind of true. We are a couple of years behind, but that's so interesting that you bring up about the email. But I guess people are more prone to use things like Facebook and Instagram and things.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
see, a lot of people send me photos and it loses quality in
that
Messenger.
too.
So it has for email.
Right.
That is
Mm.
very true. Yeah. So what is the most important thing in your life?
I don't know. Is that one of the questions?
I don't remember that being on here.
I don't remember that either.
Would
I don't.
would would you say it's your family or your business, or I don't know, maybe you do what's a pastime of yours or something like that?
Actually, I love singing karaoke and having some drinks, and I'm
I
on the
love
hunt
that.
for a karaoke partner. So if you guys like to sing,
I love that.
Once we're done recording, I'll tell you about an event that's going on this weekend. So
I was thinking about that too. I was like, oh, maybe she'll want to come.
yeah, I don't want to put it out there publicly, but
oh, does it involve singing?
It
what's that?
does. Some karaoke. It does.
Yeah, it does.
Nice.
Well, that's really neat. So you like to sing.
I do, yeah.
More creativity coming out.
I do. I
Right.
really like, and I've always kind of just sang with my man. We've never really, I mean, we sang a few times out in karaoke bars or whatever, but
Right.
nothing. And then, yeah, so I really enjoy it. I think I'm okay.
That's fun. And it's cool that you say that too, because a lot of people cower away in fear of karaoke. Like it's almost like for me, when someone says, hey, do you want to sing karaoke? It's like an immediate like turtle and go into my shell. Like, no, thanks. So that's cool that you appreciate doing that, and that it's something that is very important in your life. Just as a last question, Jacqueline, we wanted to know what makes you imperfect.
Okay, that was one of the questions.
An expected one, I guess.
Yes, yes. I would say like to take my own advice and not be so hard on myself, make mistakes, learn from it. Don't put off tomorrow what could be done today. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I'm so bad for, oh, I could do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I've got so much to do. And so I should have done it yesterday, right?
Me too.
I think we can all relate to that. Yeah.
And the doubting myself, the insecurities, and it's horrible. I've gotten a lot better over the years, but I still have a long way to go. For
So
sure.
what is it that you think in your case makes you doubt yourself? We've had this conversation with almost everybody. And so now I'm like, okay, let's dig into that a little bit further. For you personally, what is causing those insecurities to pop up?
Well, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and then I see the little flaws, but as a creator, I'm the only one that sees the flaws.
Yeah.
Right.
People are like, what? And then, you really look at it and, oh, I see once you point it out. Okay, well, yeah. And my mom sews, and that was the same kind of thing too. She's like, well, this is no good. Well, I didn't see it. As the creator, you're the only one that sees it.
Right.
So do you think it's that you fear that it's not a quality product if you can see the little, glitch that only is there? Are you afraid that people will turn from you in your business, or what do you think? I mean, I'm not pointing the finger at you. We all experience this, and I'm just, in your work, what do you feel that we're scared of?
I don't know about scared, but it would just be, it's not a quality product and it doesn't go out the door kind of thing.
Right.
I guess that makes sense too. If you were saying earlier too that what makes your day and what keeps you going is the reviews. So that is almost your driving force in wanting to make sure you get those quality products out there. So that's really cool. So why don't you tell us and our viewers where they can find you physically and online, and where they can find your products and how to get in contact with you, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, email.
Yes.
Anything like that.
Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is at Quality Creations 247. Website, qualitycreations.ca. Email Jacqueline at qualitycreations.ca. And at the farmers market in Salisbury every Saturday.
Really cool. Well,
I really like that you're committed to your quality. I know I kind of put you on the spot there, but you stand by your name.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and that being said too, like just to further with what Mom had said earlier, the quality is a big thing. So it's great that you put that as a main priority, just because I've had bad experiences with, you go on Facebook Marketplace and you just look for random people or whatever to make you a t-shirt or whatever that may be. but I've seen your stuff and it's obvious you've been doing it for a long time and have played with a lot of different materials, and you have put a lot of work and effort into your stuff. So yeah, we really appreciate you agreeing to talk to us today. And I know we put you on the spot in the farmer's market. It surprised me. Mom just came right out with it. Do you want to be on our podcast? And I think it threw you off, but we really appreciate you taking the time.
Well, it's sort of like when you meet someone, and I could feel like it was good, right? So I thought, yeah, I kind of had a sense, like, I just love your energy and your personality. So that's what made me step up and ask you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. That really means a lot.
So yeah, we will, I guess we'll be in touch about the giveaway, and we'll get that out as well. We really appreciate that. Was a surprise for me too. I didn't know you were going to prepare all these things. They look awesome. I want my own.
Surprise.
What's that?
I wanted the surprise.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
And so
really
now we want them too. So it'll be
right.
like the three of us walking around with these shirts.
Wow. Everybody get your name out too. Like, it's amazing.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
It's
Really
true.
appreciate it. So yeah, thank you so much, Jacqueline, and we will be in touch.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Great.
See you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
If you or someone you know has a unique story to tell, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at theimperfectpodcast@outlook.com.
For more information and how to connect with us on social media, you can visit us at our website, theimperfectpodcast.ca.
And from whichever platform you are listening to this episode, be sure to like, share, and leave us a review. We would really appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode.
We look forward to hearing your feedback and seeing you all find that extra joy and embrace your own imperfect.
See you next week.